Heal Squad. Today I want to talk about dating with a health condition. Recently, I've had a lot of coaching sessions with women who have had some type of issue going on with their health, and they feel some type of way about that as it relates to dating and how men will see them. If you're new here, last year I got diagnosed with stage 3 triple negative breast cancer. So I figured that this would be a topic for me to discuss. I want to say this, right? I don't believe that a health condition should prevent you from dating and prevent you from love. I don't think that's the case. Matter of fact, today I had to get a light changed in my car. It's in the headlight. And there was a man there with a trach in his throat. And as when he walked in, I made eye contact and smiled, because I try to be friendly. And then when he was leaving, he was like, "You're very pretty." And I was like, "Thank you," right? Because having a health condition, whether it's a mental health condition or a physical health condition, doesn't change your value. It doesn't change your worth. It doesn't change your desirability. And I know the women that I've worked with specifically, right? Many of them may have like a health condition as it relates to their reproduction, right? And even with that, I think that we have to challenge societal norms of that we have to be like, our body has to be perfect. We got to be able to have a baby. If we're not able to have a baby, then a man is not going to want us. And there are men out there and this is what I tell my coaching clients. And if you desire a session to talk about this, click the link in the description or the link in the bio, in my bio, and you can schedule a coaching call. But it's so important for you to challenge societal norms. There's a man out there that's going to love you. There's a man out there who is not going to see you as less of a woman because you have a health issue. I personally, right, as we sit here, I will have a surgery later on this year, reconstruction, as it relates to where I had a mastectomy. I dated the entire time while I was going through counsel. Okay. I did. And I had a wonderful time doing it. Right. Did I share up front that I had cancer? In my case, I did. And let me tell you why. And then I'm going to tell you the advice that I give as it relates to disclosure. I'm going to also do a video in the membership. So you want to join the membership as it relates to dating with the STD, because that's something that I also coach women on. But I want to have a freer conversation. And so I'm going to put it in the membership. This is the thing. I dated during chemo, prior to. I let the person know, I let him know, hey, I have been diagnosed with breast cancer. I tell them the stage. I've been diagnosed with breast cancer, right? Now, this is a person who I had known for years. This wasn't someone new to me, okay? So that's why I felt comfortable sharing that with him. Now, I also believe in allowing people to make a choice and a decision. And I knew with cancer, right, I didn't know how it was going to be. I didn't know how the side effects was going to impact me. And so that's why I shared. Now, quite often when I'm doing coaching, there's some of my clients like tell right off bat, like you meet the man and we spend the first conversation. I don't believe that's necessary. I did a video about when to tell a man about your past, and I'll put it up here. I don't believe that you need to share up in the beginning up front whatever your health condition is, right? I don't believe that you need to share that. And the reason why I don't believe that you need to share it is because I want you to make a decision if this person is safe enough for you to even share that information with them, okay? I shared my information because the person was safe. If he wasn't safe and he was just flirting with me, I would have just been, let it flirt back, and then I just would have told him I wasn't interested. I see a lot of disclosures happening before there's even safety within the relationship. I see a lot of disclosure happening even before you even know if you really like that man. And remember, over here, we're dating selfishly. You check that video out if you haven't, okay? We are deciding whether or not we like this man. We are making a mutual decision to move forward. We are seeing if we can be friends with him, okay? Because love in which they're, I think it was the Gottmans that talked about the love that lasts the longest, and it's between people who are friends, okay? So you don't want to put yourself in a vulnerable position with a man because you have shared prematurely. Can I talk a little bit of trash? Come on, can I talk? Give me some permission. Can I talk some trash? Okay, boom. You be done told this man all your business. Meanwhile, he got L, D, 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 E, D, element OP. He got all of that going on. And then he done judged you, and now you feeling rejected. Okay? Women, I see, when we come to dating, we want to give the man all of the information. We want him, but men aren't dating like that. He's not telling you his business. So you need to treat your business like you're Fort Knox. Now, I know there's some people who are going to disagree, and that we can agree to disagree. But you don't have to disclose to him off top whatever your health condition is. It's not his business to know. Just like Fort Knox, you need a certain clearance to get access to certain spaces and places. You need to feel the very same way as it relates to your health information. And also, you have to address whatever beliefs you have about yourself, okay? As it relates to your self-worth and as it relates to your value. Why would you look at yourself and feel like you're not deserving of love? And you have to challenge that. You should know without a shadow of a doubt that you're deserving of love. You know, and not just love, you're deserving of love, consideration, joy, happiness, peace. You're deserving of care. You deserve that. And don't think because you can't show up a certain way in the relationship that means that a man will decide that he doesn't want to be with you. There are men that are healthy, that are mature, that have the capacity for you. And for my Christian girlies, right? Because I said this the other day, like, if you desire marriage, you have to understand when God created you, because some people are born with health issues. Sometimes health issues develop later on in life, right? You have to understand that if you're believing God and trusting God as it relates to a spouse, you have to understand that God gave that man capacity for everything that concerns you. So whether if it's a health issue, whether you're a single mom like I am, whether it's you have this massive call on your life, or you're supposed to open a nonprofit, or whatever it is, God is going to give that man capacity to cover you. So even in this health issue, he's going to have the capacity to cover that. He's not going to reject you just because there's something going on in your health, right? You're going to say those vows unless you write your own vows, right? You may say in sickness and in health. Prayerfully, it's health and better health, right? So you have to know that, okay? So I just want to come on and encourage you that just because you're dating with a health condition, mental health, physical health, doesn't mean that you're not deserving of love. Doesn't mean that there's not a man out there that won't love you down, that won't be protective of you, that won't be emotionally safe for you, that won't even, it may be, you may have PCOS, or maybe you were in a previous relationship or previous marriage and struggle with infertility. So you did the testing, like whatever it is. It could be a case like mine where I have breast cancer. And so I have to, for the next 5 years, I'm going to, be going to the doctor and watching out. I believe God. I believe that I will never have cancer again. But if it should be in the cards, my husband will be the one that will cover me and carry me and take care of me. And I know the stats because somebody said, yeah, I know the stats as it relates to a wife getting sick versus the husband. But this is the thing. I've seen too many men love their wives until death do them part when their wife got sick. Okay? I've seen too many. So this is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Cynthia.